Going on this Monday afternoon, there's a look at Tropical Storm Dorian and some changes to the track as it moves closer to the Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Haiti by the middle of the week. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Just a quick look at the storms that are starting to weaken, but we still have a strong storm moving through Indian River County along 95 and the Turnpike, bringing some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds through Johns Island, Fellsmere, Sebastian in the next 10 to 15 minutes as this finally starts to fizzle out. We also have some rainfall across northern and central Palm Beach County that won't last much longer as it starts to weaken too. All right, let's take a look at Dorian moving in toward the Caribbean now, starting to have an impact along the Caribbean chain. Barbados starting to have a big impact now. There's Barbados, of course, just ahead of the main chain of islands, and this is getting better organized, although the winds are kept at 60 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 14. The forecast track bringing it to hurricane strength later Tuesday or early Wednesday as a Category 1 hurricane, and then briefly making a landfall on the eastern side of the Dominican Republic. That would be late Wednesday, early Thursday, weakening just a little. There's also a lot of wind shear in this area too that should help cut into it, and then moving into the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos on Friday and Saturday, and strengthening again. Lots of warm water in this area, and now we have, not only are we in the error cone here, we're also dealing with a storm with 70-mile-an-hour winds. I caution you, there's a lot of uncertainty out 3, 4, and 5 days in the intensity of tropical storms and hurricanes. So we'll have to watch this one closely. Either way, it does look like it'll have an impact on our weather. It may be just gusty winds and rain, or it may be something stronger. The computer model tracks in very good agreement, even out day 3, 4, and 5. That would be Friday and into Saturday, too. I want to bring in Steve Villanueva with more on the scenarios as we get into later this week.
Well, Steve, we use two major global computer models to forecast these storm systems. This one is the American computer model. Now, both the American and the European version of it do take the storm system towards the Dominican Republic. The question is what happens after that. Again, it is land, there's mountains involved, a lot of wind shear. At least according to the American computer model, once it gets into the Bahamas, it is completely almost dissipated. So that's one scenario, but this is the other scenario. This is the European computer model. You can see it right there, Category 1 hurricane. It does make its way across the Dominican Republic, but once it's in the Bahamas, it stays as a tropical storm system. And then according to the European model, it does make a run up towards the Space Coast as a tropical storm. Now, the official forecast has it in the Bahamas on Saturday with winds of 70 miles an hour. So they are likely leaning more towards the European computer model, but still a lot of uncertainty in the intensity of the storm as we head into the weekend.